Back in 1980, the Gotti family experienced some personal tragedy. John's son, Frank, may he rest in peace, was killed in a car accident. The kid was 12 years old, riding his bicycle in the street, and whack, just like that. What a tragedy. Well, a few of us from the business community, we got together, we sent some flowers and cards, you know, pay our respects and all. I included an extra note in there saying that I understood what Mr. Gotti was going through and all, on account of my son Jimmy, may he rest in peace too, was killed by a drunk driver the year before. Well, a few months goes by, and I get a call. And a guy on the line says, Mr. Gotti would like to see me about the card I sent him. And I say to the guy, is this good news or bad? Well, he just gives me instructions on where to go and he hangs up. La faccia bruta, some of these people are. Oh, sorry about the language, my bad, my bad. So I drive over to Queens, right? And I meet a couple of his associates. Now, one guy I knew, Frankie Kamikaze DeAngelo. Frankie's about 6'4" and he weighs 300 pounds. They call him Kamikaze because when he played football back in the day, they would just give him the ball and point him to the goal line. He'd take half the defense with him. Frankie's a good kid. But he wasn't in a good mood that day, as I recall. Something about missing a game on TV or something like that. And the other guy never said a word. So the three of us, we pile into this limo, and I'm sandwiched between these two gorillas, and I'm thinking to myself, are they going to whack me for a card? That's how nervous I was, right? Anyway, when we get to Mr. Gotti's house, they escort me inside. They offer me a drink. I'm so worked up, I say no. What a dope that was. And while I'm thinking about that one, another guy comes over and says, hey, Mr. Gotti, you'll see me now, right? And I got to tell these people, when that door opened up, there he was, John Gotti. Oh, he looked exactly like he did in the pictures from the newspapers and the TV. I felt like I was in a dream. I walked over to him and I shook his hand and I said, how do you do, Mr. Gotti? It's a real pleasure to meet you, sir. And he shakes my hand with real gusto and says, and it's a real pleasure to meet you, Mr. Joey Kumba. Hey, Kumba, that means good friends, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So we sit down, we have a couple of drinks, this time I accept, and he says to me, hey, I wanted to meet the man who sent my family such a touching sympathy card. My wife Victoria and I were deeply moved by what you said. We also wanted to offer our condolences for the loss of your son too. What was his name again? Jimmy. Jimmy, I said. I understand he liked bicycles too. Yeah, he did. And then he leans forward and he says to me, almost in a whisper, Joey, tell me, how do you deal with it? And I say, Mr. Gotti, if they don't go by that I don't think about my Jimmy. Even in my dreams. And I know you're going to think I'm crazy, Mr. Gotti, but I even talked to him too. In fact, this one time, I woke up in the middle of the night. I closed the curtain because I think there was a full moon and a lot of light was coming in. I saw a silhouette in the window. Jimmy. Jimmy, is that you? Oh, Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy, how you doing? I miss you so much. I miss throwing the ball around. I can't even go to Yankee games no more. Wait. Hey, where you going? Jimmy, you just got here. Come back. I gotta tell you something. I need to tell you something. I love you, Jimmy. Guess I got a little carried away there, huh? When I turned to Mr. Gotti, I could see he had tears in his eyes. I heard him say, Recordate de Sempre, non vidisi me entacate me. You always remember. You never forget. Yeah, what do you want? Rosalie, what are you doing calling here? I love you too, baby. Oh, yeah, I was only kidding. I was just gonna scare him, that's all. Yeah, that's all. Oh, wait, no. Hey, wait a minute, hang on a second, will you? Hey, thank you. These people have been very respectful. Thank you. Good night.